Hi guys, and welcome back to another video in Movies with Ingrid. If you hear that my voice is not sometimes that great, it's because I was sick and my voice is still recovering, okay? So today we are gonna be talking about one of the new releases of Netflix, which is a movie called The Life List. It was written and directed by Adam Brooks, and it comes from a novel with the same name that was written by Laurie Nelson Spillman. It was starred by Sofia Carson, Kyle Allen, and Connie Britton. What does the movie go on about? The movie talks about a girl, Alex, that after her mom passes away, she founds a list of things that she wanted to do when she grew up, when she was a child, and she starts doing all the things in her list because of her mom's request through videos after her passing. I know technically this movie is considered romance and comedy, but I promise you that I kept crying the entire time I was watching this movie, and it was not necessarily because of the romantic part of the movie, but it was more because of course, the death of the mother, but most importantly about facts of or problems that happen between her and her brothers, or her and her father. I'm not gonna give you like one major detail about her and her father, but they have problems in general. They don't get along quite well, and her mother wants her to get along with her dad. It's on the list she writes, and I loved everything that happened within the family. How the brothers didn't get along so well at the beginning. Like, they were nice to each other, but they didn't were that exactly close. But as the movie goes on, they start to get closer and they start to figure out things that happened between them in the past. They start to get along better. Also, how Alex, our protagonist, she was very like self-centered after her mom's passing because she was her mom's favorite and the mom like said it all the time. But like, she was like, I'm the only one suffering most of the time, but then she realizes that she's not, and of course her brothers are gonna be suffering and they are gonna be hurting. Of course the wives of her brothers are also gonna be suffering because all of them were very close, and I absolutely loved everything about the family. It kept me crying for a very long while, but it was absolutely adorable. Also, Kyle Allen as the romantic interest. I have never seen him in anything, I think. But he was absolutely cute. Like, he was. I kept thinking, like, of course, when you're younger, you probably read Wattpad. I'm from that era, okay? I read Wattpad. You think, oh my god, I want a bad boy. I want a like super overprotective boyfriend or stuff like that. But while watching this movie, I was like, no, no. Now that I've grown up, I saw Kyle's Allen like character, and I kept thinking, oh no, that's exactly what I want in a relationship. A partner that does well in his job, someone that's caring, someone that's nice, someone that can like participate in your goofiness and doesn't make like fun of you, someone that you can put all your heart onto and trust deeply. That's exactly who I would want as my partner, because he was extremely green flag. He was adorable and he was so sweet, even though there was a part in the movie where I thought he cheated on his girlfriend, because what we know about these two characters is that Alex had a boyfriend at the start of the movie. She broke up with him and then she got a new boyfriend. And Kyle Allen's character, Brad, he had a girlfriend called Nina. She was stunning, by the way. She was stunning, and it's repeated often in the movie, like, oh, she was so gorgeous, she was stunning. She was. But they had partners of their own. But then, of course, Alex breaks off with her boyfriend. But then we have Brad, and something happens between Alex and Brad, and I thought he cheated on Nina. Like, I completely thought, like, you are perfect except for that. But then he basically says, like, oh no, I broke up with her before anything happened between us, like, romantically, so it's okay. And I was like, phew. But also I was like, I would feel so terribly bad if I was the girlfriend, because you have the most cute and amazing boyfriend in front of you, and you see him having a friend, and that's totally okay for guys to have friends, perfectly fine, even if they're girl friends, perfectly fine, right? So like, okay, like, that's normal, right? But then she starts seeing like these tiny details between Brad and Alex that doesn't seem so just friendly anymore. It seems more romantic. And I feel so sad, because just like minutes, maybe an hour, maybe after Nina and Brad broke up, this thing between Alex and Brad happened, and I was like, I would feel extremely bad as the ex-girlfriend, because they were clearly in love even while Brad was getting to know Alex. And I was like, I don't know how I would have felt if I was the girlfriend slash ex-girlfriend. But I do have to say that I liked Alex's character. She was nice. I think I usually tend to have this thing that I don't like female protagonists in romance stories because they are too cringe for me. But no, this was very nice, and she was actually very, like, she wanted to be a teacher. I've never seen Sofia Carson in a role where she doesn't sing, but I thought it was a nice, like, turn to her usual work. And I love that people want to teach, because I think it's so beautiful that when you know something, you want other people to be able to learn what you know. And I just thought that was very beautiful that her character wanted to be a teacher, because I think we see a lot of like characters in movies and shows that want something like super big, like they want to be famous, or they want to have a lot of money, or blah blah blah. But we have to acknowledge that many people want more simple things. Like, of course I want to be famous, like myself, I want to be famous. My dream job is being an actress and a singer. That's exactly what I love. And that's my dream. But it's okay if somebody else has, it's not smaller dreams, it's just different dreams, right? Because everything is hard in life, and if someone wants to be a teacher, I think that's very respectable and that's their dream in life. But yeah, basically that's what I was trying to say, that I loved that Alex was a teacher and that Brad was a lawyer. And to like add a cherry on the top, he was her lawyer, and I thought that was super cute. Like I said, absolutely love Brad. But the only thing that I do think the movie failed me a bit in is that when Alex is teaching, she's teaching in this like different teaching environment, which is like a school for kids that have like problems or stuff like that. I don't remember exactly what was it, because I was doing something else while watching the movie. I was making food. But the thing here is that there was this kid that was very rebellious, and he was very aggressive towards Alex and people in general. He was just very rude to people. Like, just left class when he was with Alex. Alex like grabbed his notebook and he took it back like by force from her. And Alex bought books from him because he likes to draw, so she bought him books about drawing, and he threw them in the rain in front of her, and he was very rude. But all of a sudden, like this, he started like she gave him a movie and he saw the movie, and like this he turned good for some reason. And I think I needed more of what happened with him, why all of a sudden he decided to be nice to her, why he decided to be nice to people. Because for me it doesn't make sense exactly, right? Like how a kid that was so traumatized because he lost his mother, I was like, how do you turn a kid like it's like that to something so good just by one movie? I need more context of what made him change so much, you know? But apart from that, I love the movie. I am definitely going to tell my mom to watch it, because even though of course it has the romance part and it is categorized as romantic, for me it wasn't. It was more of the bonds between the family, the bonds you make with other people, and I love that. I love that absolutely, because I want to be like that. I'm a very family orientated person. I adore my family. I know that even if I don't have anybody else, I'm always gonna have my sister, my brother, I'm gonna have my mom and my dad, always at all times. I'm gonna have my grandparents, I'm gonna have my aunts, even though we don't live in the same city. So I love movies that talk about such amazing family relationships. And of course you're gonna have problems with your family members sometimes, because you're all the time being with them, and sometimes your like ideas are not gonna be the same. And I also loved the relationship between Alex and her mom. Every time Alex saw a new video that her mom left her with Brad from the lawyer, you're gonna know why in the movie, you're gonna know why she does this. But I was watching it and I kept thinking that would completely destroy me, because Alex was talking to her while the mom was filming. Like the mom said something and Alex was like, oh no mom, like that's so me or whatever, and the mom would like answer as if she knew what Alex was gonna say in that moment. So this movie made me see everything in a different way. It also made me see that in a different way. Like I know it's gonna hurt when someone important dies, but I will decide to keep the best parts of them with me, because Alex finds out about some stuff about her mom in the future. Then her mom was like a saint, right? But then as the movie progresses, we see that her mom also made mistakes, as every human being does. And Alex decides to just keep the good within her, like remember the good of her mom. This movie left me very touched. It left me with a lesson, and it also left me with this thought of, even when you think it's very hard to make your dreams come true, your dreams were put in your mind for some reason, and it's because you can make them come true if you take action. So I think that's the biggest like lesson that I take from the movie, is that to always follow my dreams and to always follow what makes me happy and never settle for less. So guys, go instantly watch this movie. It's absolutely adorable, it's amazing, and you should definitely watch it. Remember guys to subscribe, to comment, and to like in this video, and I hope to see you in the next one. Thank you for being here, and bye guys.